not happy.
Yes, sir.
I'm not happy with you, man. You now,
That's the one who picked up the PCS in felony court and they ended up dismissing it.
right, you're on probation in our court. A motion to revoke has been filed because testing positive. Oh, she picked up a criminal case. You picked up a PCS. Failing to blow in your device, failing to,
Okay, pause right here. That's a triple violation cocktail. Failure to blow, failure to participate, and a new criminal case. Miss Gonzalez is not just skating on thin ice, she's dancing on a lake in spring.
participate in program. So for now, I'm gonna have you take a seat in the jury box. Do you have a lawyer here today?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna appoint your lawyer today, and then we're gonna talk about how we go forward. Take a
Thank
seat.
you, sir.
Box, you're not allowed to leave. Please.
Your Honor, so the state has filed a motion to revoke community supervision on Ms. Gonzalez. I just spoke to Ms. Gonzalez about each of these, and so I'd like to be able to respond to them before the board if possible.
Sure.
Well, I would ask them to start with their motion though, actually.
So here's the deal.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have a lot of history with Miss Gonzalez, a ton of history you don't know about. And we've gone round and round with her testing positive for alcohol, pills, meth, cocaine, alcohol, and it's literally been over and over, and it's been over. And now while she's on this probation, she tests positive for meth.
The night she tested positive for amphetamines, meth, and opiates, and on the March 5th, she tested positive for THC. She's also had skips on her device, 12 in February, 5 in January, 8 in December.
So
Did you catch that laundry list of skipped device checks? 12 in Feb, 5 in Jan, 8 in Dec? Girls dodging the monitor like it's a game of hide and seek, but in court, there's nowhere to hide.
I really think, and I warned her at the outset when she got on the probation that it was a problem, that I was going to put her in treatment. And I think that this is truly the only appropriate way to go forward, because we gave her the opportunity to do this on her own, and we multiple times, and it's just not happening.
I have signed up for treatment, sir.
Ours is better. And I think that that's really the only appropriate course of action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to amend your conditions to go into treatment. I think that that's, the evaluation is to do who.
Yes, go ahead, I'm sorry.
In terms of the treatment, Your Honor, is it that you are wanting it to be jail-based treatment, or could it be facility?
It will, I used to use,
It's
yes.
too late. We're helping ourselves.
Hold up. She says her dad is at home alone. The judge is unmoved. This is where legal accountability and personal hardship crash headfirst. Real question for you: should courts balance compassion with consequences more often? Or is tough love the only way?
Tascasita, it's a 36-month program based on how to respond.
Your Honor, I have my father at home by himself, Your Honor,
Gave you the opportunity, ma'am.
may I speak to you
Not gonna-
openly? Just for a second, Your Honor?
No, I've heard it before. You've told it to me time and again, and I've heard it time and again. And I'm sorry, but, we gave you the opportunity. You're testing positive for these.
Please.
So, Your Honor, I think when I spoke to her before, the only thing that we were talking about in terms of possible failed drug tests was a test that I showed from last month for marijuana. And so her explanation for that, Your Honor, is that she has broken her arm in 2 different places.
Yes.
And pain management issues. Until we were here now, I'm only hearing about these other things. The only reason I bring it up, Your Honor, is because if she is having some type of issue with substances, I support treatment. I just question whether the jail-based treatment is the only possible option. Like, could she go into custody and be transferred from there into a facility where she has to be inpatient for 120 days or however many days you're requiring? Does it just have to be who, I guess is what I'm asking.
Here's the thing. Every time that I've done a TRAS on someone and
Yes,
have
sir.
deviated from it, we've paid for it dearly. They've either picked up a new DWI,
Judge just dropped a truth bomb every time they deviated from the plan. Someone ended up with a DUI or felony. Translation: Mercy has a body count in his courtroom.
A felony, just, and I really take homage in the TRASs because I tell you, every time we deviate from it and I acquiesce to something that you guys want or defense wants, we pay for it dearly and they end up in a worse position. And so that's why this has been an ongoing battle for 2 years. We've had an ongoing battle with Ms. Gonzalez for 2 years where it's been nonstop testing for this or testing for that. And I can show you the proof. I've got the proof. And now while she's on bond, she picks up a felony PCS. She's testing positive for these things, you know?
I would just add the felony PCS was
I get it.
dismissed
I get it.
It's my medication, sir.
within 5 days of it being filed. So
I understand. I get it. But I really want to do what the TRS says. You know, I'm sorry, man, but that's what we're
I
gonna
can't
do.
leave my father, sir.
These are things that you think about when you're out there in the free world. We gave you the opportunity, Ms. Gonzalez. I'm not gonna argue with you.
No, sir, I'm not trying to argue with you, sir. I don't think the drug tests are, you're not, Your Honor, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to say you're not looking at it correctly, but maybe you're not remembering, sir. I haven't
So
drank
maybe
in
she wants a
15 years.
motion, maybe she wants a hearing on, maybe she wants a hearing on actually revoking her probation. If
Not
that's what-
revoking it.
So he's not.
Not revoking.
No,
You're just changing the conditions.
what I'm saying is, my drug tests, sir, those are my medications that you're calling out, sir. The Adderall.
Okay, stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Just stop. I'm sorry.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
I'm not gonna argue. No, we tried this.
Can you please tell, his name is Steven, he's around the corner. That they're putting me in jail. How long am I gonna be?
It's all up to you. If
Your Honor, I
all
will
the
do anything.
treatment,
I can't take my dad's not gonna have anyone to help him, sir. If we
I'm not gonna
please
argue
look.
with you, ma'am.
No, sir, I'm not trying to argue.
had the opportunity.
I haven't drank in 15 years,
Thank
Your
you, Your
Honor.
Honor.
You have to look at my stuff. It's not right.
All right, good morning, Mr. Harris. Morning. Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Your Honor. On April 16, 2025, officers on patrol observed 2 males gambling in front of a store.
17. On probation, caught with a gun, and now testing positive for weed. This teen isn't just walking a tightrope, he's juggling chainsaws on it.
The males were seen throwing dice on the ground and exchanging money. Officers arrived on scene and detained both males. Upon pat-down of the defendant, an officer observed an unholstered handgun tucked under the defendant's right armpit. The officer recovered a black semi-automatic handgun from the defendant's possession. Officers observed the defendant to be born on January 8, 2008, making him 17 years old and unable to legally carry a handgun. The officers also observed the defendant to be on probation for an aggravated assault, serious bodily injury.
That's different.
Yes, sir.
If it's just the age, no way, right? But if he's on probation, that makes a different story. Where is he out of probation?
This was out of the 314th.
Deputy Miranda, does he smell like weed right now? I'm ordering you, Mr. Harris, as a condition of your bond, not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. You're what, 17?
Yes, sir.
I'm sending you now for a drug and alcohol test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You're to go test and then you're to come right back. Do you understand? If I find that you have a weapon, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. And let me tell you, those jails that you're in juvenile are a lot different than our jails. So get a clue. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a seat for me momentarily, please.
Your Honor, I have Zion Harris on docket. I think this is his first setting.
Yes.
And so I think we're just looking for bond conditions.
Done.
He's young.
He's on probation for an aggravated assault. What's he doing? Have you talked to him? Is he back yet?
He's in school. He's in school. Yes, he is here.
Did you test him? Meaning that they test him and that he's basically presumptively positive for THC for marijuana. So I'm going to order him not to use, and I'm going to tell him that I'm testing him in 50 days. If you test, I'm going to test you again, and it's going to be 50 days from today. If you stop using, it shouldn't show up in your system. If you test positive again, it tells me that you continue to use, and it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
Boom. Realest line in the room. This life really sucks if you don't have money. The judge is preaching hard facts. But is that enough to break the cycle? Or is this just another courtroom sermon lost to the system?
Where? I don't know why you're smirking, dude. You're not going well through, you're on felony probation. You've now picked up another case.
Your Honor, I just think that's nervousness.
I go to JJ, but tomorrow I got an appointment for a GED trade school.
That's great. At least you have to do something with your life. Let me tell you, this life really, really sucks if you don't have money. And I would say most of the problems, most of the fights, most of the people that are in custody, 2 reasons. 1, no self-control. Number 2, they ain't got no money, so they'll do anything for it. And that's why they end up in custody. It starts now, while you're 17 and 18, to get on things and not end up as another statistic. Do you understand? What time was it? Was it in the middle of the night? You're not to go back to this store, this place where you were hanging out with. I don't want you to go back there. Do you understand?
Judge, I'm looking and I'm not seeing a stated time here or when the offense occurred.
Okay.
According to the defendant, I asked him the same thing. It was the afternoon. It was around 6 or 6:30.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks, and I want you to show me proof that you're either enrolled in school full time, or that you're actually working. But the days of you just doing nothing all day, it's not going to work. Smoking weed all day, doing nothing, it's not going to work. Do you understand? I'm going to keep a close eye on you so we know that this system will not fail you. If you end up in custody, it's because of you and you alone. Is he here? Are you here with someone today? Your mom? Come on up. Thank you so much for coming. I just don't want him to end up with another statistic. He's on felony probation. He's picked up a new case. He's testing positive. No more. I'm going to test him